Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Destiny video. And in this video, I want to bring you guys a guide on how to do the challenge modes for the Vault of Glass raid. There are two challenge modes, one for the Templar and one for Atheon. So if you do enjoy this, you do find it helpful, then a like would be super appreciated. Any questions, drop them down below. But let's get started. So first up, quick note on the raid itself, the outside portion, i.e. opening the door, that has not changed in the slightest. Bungie said because it's in a public space, they weren't going to increase the difficulty of the enemies or increase the light of the enemies. So that is a very, very easy fight. You do it the exact same way you have always done, and once the door opens, you then work your way in. Also, for those of you guys looking out for the Knuckles of AO, they come from the very first chest, so make sure you don't miss that. Now moving over to the Templar, the first couple of phases are fundamentally the same. The confluxes play out as you have always done them, and for the Oracles, they spawn faster and there are fewer waves, so it's a little bit quicker, but again, fundamentally it plays the same. Now, for the Templar himself, the challenge is quite simple. Stop him from teleporting. Now, if you guys have been playing Vault of Glass from the beginning, you may well have already done this, because back in the day, this was of course one of the ways to make the secret chest spawn. So if you've done it, then you basically know what you need to do. However, as a super quick recap for those of you guys that might not have, when you are fighting the Templar, the fight goes as follows. Someone grabs the relic, they then go around killing harpies until they get their super. They use that to down the Templar shield, your team then deals damage to him, and then at some point he will then teleport away and put his shield back up, and you would then go around and repeat the cycle. That is how the fight typically plays out if you're not doing the challenge mode. However, whenever he goes to teleport, a location is marked on the ground. It looks like this. If you stand in this ring when it's red and it then goes blue, it means you have cancelled his teleport. This not only means he can't teleport away, but it also means his shield will not go back up. So effectively, if you do this correctly, you will only ever need to down his shield once. The other good thing that makes this a hell of a lot easier is that when you block his teleports, he will only ever try and jump between one of two locations. Either this location here, at the front, on the left, depending of course which way you are facing, and this location over here on the far right. They are the only two places you will need to watch. So to complete the challenge, it's actually quite simple. What I would recommend you do is have someone to hold the relic. They then begin by getting their super up, and when they are ready to down the Templar shield, make sure you've dealt with the Oracles first. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to deal damage to the Templar whilst juggling Oracles, so get them out of the way, complete the Oracle phase, and then everyone group up in the same location. Down the Templar shield. Don't forget that as soon as you've done this, some of your team will be put in a stasis shield. If you've all grouped up together, the relic holder can then jump and press right trigger or R2 to perform their ground slam, and this will destroy the stasis shield for everyone. It's by far the quickest way to do it. You can of course dispel it by shooting, but this just means it's done in one fell swoop. Once you've done that, what you then want to do is have the relic holder put the shield up so people can then deal damage to Templar without getting blasted by his void blasts. And then as soon as you see the circle appear on the ground, send your relic holder over to there because they can stand in it and they can pop up the shield to protect themselves so they don't get destroyed by the Templar's blast. Jump between these 2 points every single time you see the circle appear, ensuring that you cancel his teleport every single time, and provided you can stay on top of this, then in about a minute or so you should have him killed. It's really as simple as that. So to reiterate, in order to complete the challenge mode, you need to block the Templar's teleports. So, with that out of the way, moving on from there, the Gorgon maze is largely the same, the jumping puzzle is also largely the same. For the Gatekeeper, it behaves fundamentally the same. The only difference is that when you kill the Gatekeeper, he drops a third shield, and the reason for that is because when you set foot inside the portal, you're marked the second you're inside as opposed to when you pick up the shield. So of course if you spend too long inside there, then your screen will go black and it'll be hard to see. This is very easy. You can typically solo one of these portals. You destroy the Gatekeeper, you then grab the shield and you get yourself out, and you then defend the conflux until the enemies are done. So with that out of the way, let's turn our attention to Atheon. Now Atheon is not actually that difficult, but it will take some practice to get used to. To begin with, it'll seem like it's almost impossible, but once you get the timing down, you realise how you're supposed to do it, it's really not that hard. The challenge itself is that every single person per phase must destroy an Oracle. There are 6 Oracles and there are 6 members of your team. This of course means if someone wipes, then you are going to fail the challenge, so everyone also needs to stay alive. Now to recap the Atheon fight, Atheon will then pick 3 people at random and send them into one of the 2 portals, either left or right, Mars or Venus. Now if you weren't doing the challenge mode, the typical strategy would then be to grab the shield and then take down all the Oracles. Meanwhile the people on the outside will stand on the pillar to form the portal door so that once the Oracles are destroyed, the whole team can get out. You group up in the middle, stand below the shield and deal damage to Atheon. However, for the challenge mode to work, as mentioned, every single person needs to destroy 1 Oracle. So the way you do it is quite simple. 3 people get teleported, 1 person picks up the relic, then the other 2 people deal damage to the Oracle. Anytime an oracle is destroyed, it says on the left-hand side who destroyed it. Pay very close attention to this, because if the same person destroys 2 oracles, that is also the challenge failed. What I would suggest is the first person to destroy an oracle runs straight out the portal, at which point the people on the outside can then run back in, because one person always needs to remain in Atheon's realm. Once you've done that, it's then a case of just calling out, making sure that everyone individually takes out an oracle. If you are the relic holder, then if you wait till the 3rd oracle, by that time you should have your super. You can use your super blast to single-handedly take down an oracle, and of course you are then going to be responsible for cleansing people. I would recommend the relic holder stands by the portal, because at some point they may need to drop out to cleanse the person on the outside who left first, and then in the remaining time they'll need to jump back in to cleanse everyone else. Again, it's not difficult, it just means you'll need to communicate with your team. If you're looking for weapon recommendations without having the Vault of Glass weapons, then Yellowhorn is actually a very good weapon. One single rocket will destroy an oracle. You fire it, it'll deal some damage, and the Wolfpack rounds will finish it off. So that's what we've been doing, because typically you don't use rockets when fighting Atheon, because it ends up getting you killed or killing the team. So what I would say is just have a Yellowhorn so that you can single-handedly take out an oracle, and then when you are in the center, you can deal damage to Atheon. Now for our team, we did this in 2 rotations. We did half of Atheon's health the first time, half the second time. So it's actually pretty quick. It means you only actually have to deal with the portals twice. So if you can get it down, then it's really not that difficult. So to reiterate, every single person needs to kill 1 oracle. So teleport in, communicate, destroy 1 each, make sure you swap people in and out, and that's it. That's literally all you need to know. So those are the 2 challenge modes, and those are any of the other kind of like noteworthy changes. So for the time being, that should help you guys out. If you have any questions, by all means drop them down below. But thank you for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.
Good spot. So Arekkz tether again.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, this is it, well done.
Finish it!
I'm down to primary, I'm down to primary.
Keep shooting, just do everything.
I've got a rocket. Nice.
Hey!
Yeah!